Cruise news time, and well, there's a cruise passenger that, well, they done got banned. They got banned. Also, we've got a big new title for one of the leaders over there at Royal Caribbean and MSC. They are doing it again. Plus, we have cruise passengers being warned to take extra precautions when it comes to sanitation, because there's bad stuff going on a cruise ship. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face on a Monday, the 22nd of January, 2024. And today I'm in Cozumel, Mexico, getting ready to get off the cruise ship and do some ship spotting, which is one of my favorite activities. But I can't go any longer without talking about some of this cruise news, especially this first cruise news story about a passenger who has gotten banned for life for doing this. I'm doing something stupid. Will anybody see me doing this? That's crazy. That happened on the Carnival Jubilee. This passenger climbed over the railing of their balcony and stepped onto the ceiling of, I think it was Rudy's Sea Grill. I'm not sure what deck that's on, but look, just for context, let me pull out this camera here and I'll show you what we're talking about, because it's a very real thing. On this cruise ship, they have it's this thing right here. She climbed out onto one of these roofs. Of course, as we saw, somebody captured this on video, and that video made its way to Carnival Corporation. They reviewed the video, they determined who the person was, and they banned them for life. Do you think this is a life bannable offense? Do you think this is so flagrantly wrong when it comes to safety, or so not with it in the thinking that this is worth a lifetime ban? Or what do you think about that? It's certainly dangerous and should never be done. Do you think somebody should lose their cruising privileges over that? Leave a comment below. Now, cruise news story number 2 about Royal Caribbean International, about their leadership over there getting a new position in the cruise industry. But I did forget to tell you, I also have a story about a worker at a shipyard, an accident that happened there, so I'm going to share that a little later. But cruise news story number 2, Jason Liberty, the president and CEO of the Royal Caribbean Group, has now become the chairman of CLIA, the Cruise Line International Association. This is the trade organization that represents 99% of the cruise industry. They cover not only ocean cruises, but river cruises and specialty cruises. And I feel like this is kind of a big deal as we see these cruise lines jockeying for position in the hierarchy of the cruise industry. This appointment of Jason Liberty as chairman of CLIA is a big deal. The level of influence that he'll have, even across all other competitors and other cruise lines, I think this will be significant. And it just goes to show that as Royal has been pushing forward, really pushing the industry forward through innovation and through new builds and that kind of thing, really shows that they're trying to take that leadership position. But Royal Caribbean, not the only mover and shakers, brings us to cruise news story number 3, MSC Cruise Lines. I tell you, they have a plan for global dominance that is unending. Well, they're doing something that a lot of other major cruise lines do. They're going to plot themselves a North American headquarters in Miami, Florida. The construction of the new MSC North American headquarters coincides with the construction of the new MSC cruise terminal there in Miami. Both of these things are set to be completed next year. The terminal itself is going to be a marvel. It's going to be able to accommodate 36,000 passengers a day. But yeah, like all the other major cruise brands, now MSC will have a North American headquarters in Miami, Florida. How about that? Now, before we get to the next cruise news story, I do want to bring up a sensitive and serious issue. I did receive an email last night from People for the Ethical Treatment of Towel Animals, PETTA. I got an email suggesting that I could have some serious trouble. Let's just say it felt threatening, but I don't want to say that out loud because I don't know if they're listening. But I just wanted this towel animal survive the night. So if maybe the people for ethical treatment of towel animals, they could just back off Everything's good over here. And then some people, you guys had this suggestion, I don't know if you saw the video yesterday, but I noticed that there was a training of guests to make towel animals. I suggested that maybe this was to decrease the amount of labor used by the crew to make towel animals. Some people were saying, well, it's just a fun class that they have, and you can even buy a towel animal book. I mean, look, we all have our own explanations of why things are. And, you know, there's two sides to every story, and, you know, the truth is in the middle there somewhere. But anyways, this inanimate towel folded to look like a dog sled, safe. So marked safe at Cozumel. Now back to the cruise news. Cruise news story number 4 comes from Monfalcone in Italy, from the Fincantieri shipyard, where there has been a report that around 8:30 this morning there was an incident of a scaffolding crashing over and trapping a construction worker working on one of the new Mein Schiff cruise ships. Apparently the accident has resulted in some serious injuries for the construction worker, but I guess the silver lining is that emergency crews were able to mobilize quickly and remove the scaffolding and get that construction worker to the hospital. There's no further updates on his condition, but he is being treated at the hospital, so at least it's not the worst type of story. But yeah, just a reminder that these cruise ships are massive machines that are built over time, and there's people actually doing, you know, the work building these ships, and sometimes stuff happens. But wow, hopefully a quick recovery for that construction worker, and hopefully continued safe building of the next Mein Schiff cruise ship. Now, I got to tell you about what would be a troubling advisement to me if, while I was on this cruise, if I got this advisement. We got passengers being told to up their hygiene efforts on a cruise ship because of a little bit of a trouble at the medical center. But before I tell you which ship and where, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. Well, passengers on the Carnival Elation right now have been notified that a lot of people are reporting to the medical center with gastrointestinitis, GI issues, stomach bug type stuff, and they're being asked to elevate their hygiene. And by elevate their hygiene, they're basically saying, hey, you should wash your hands frequently, which you should wash your hands frequently, especially as a cruiser. Now, I'm on a cruise right now with other 5,000 people. There's people that are masked up. There's people that are washing their hands. There's people that are keeping distance. And then there's people that are, you know, just going to the bathroom and not washing their hands and picking their nose and rubbing their face. And so it's a mix is what I'm trying to say. And that's usually the way it goes in cruising. You got some hyper diligence, and then you got some lackluster diligence. And so Carnival has had to send out a letter to the folks on the Elation going, look, we got a few more days till we get, they're supposed to come back today. They're going to spend some extra time cleaning the ship, so it could be a delayed embarkation for people getting on that ship today. But they did send a letter out to everybody saying, for your remainder time on the ship, you know, step up the hygiene. Oh, yeah, we just had that, you know, outbreak on the Celebrity of norovirus, and this is probably one of the biggest challenges for cruising. You know, outbreaks happen from time to time. They have to reach a certain level to be reported to the CDC. They certainly garner a lot of attention when it happens, but if you compare it to all the people that are currently cruising, it is a, you know, insignificant, small kind of number, but certainly a good reminder, cautionary tale. Washy, wash them hands, and stop picking your nose in public. Boom, that is your cruise news. How's your Monday going? I'm going to jump off and do a little walkabout here in Cozumel. Hope you guys are doing well. This is Tony for La Lido Look. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise news, cruise news, cruise news, it's over.